So we're here with Chris Barker in Mkushi, Zambia. And Chris runs a greenbelt fertilizer plant. So, you know, it's not what I expected to find in Zambia, that the capacity here to blend fertilizer pretty much like we have in the U.S. So, Chris, why don't you tell us first off how you came to Mkushi? Where are you from, and how did you end up here doing this?
Okay, I did agricultural college training in Zimbabwe, and I farmed for nearly 30 years in Zimbabwe, where I got my own farm and was booted out by the land reforms there, and came up to Zambia, where I had a farm here for a bit, which I sold recently, and joined Greenbelt.
Greenbelt.
So, yeah, and 2 years ago now, Greenbelt, I started off about 3 years ago with Greenbelt here, selling, and then they saw the demand here and decided to import the plant from Ranko, and I put it all together and have been operating it since.
Well, this is surely impressive, and behind me you can see that they can add micronutrients, and you can put sulfur in, and copper, and what are some of the other micronutrients?
Yes, yeah, we can blend together the big, more common ones that we all know, the MOP, ammonium sulfate, together with whatever else, and also put in up to 5 micronutrients: zinc, boron, molybdenum, copper. Yeah.
Right. So, and some of the things the U.S. farmers, I mean, they got MAP and DAP and urea and things that are very common for us. He just showed us a computer program where you can pull up a soil test and give it a yield, an expected yield, and it'll pretty much fill it out. You fill in the board like our guys do at home. I think, is Ranko a U.S. company?
Yes.
So the blending plant, screw auger blender that you know we're pretty used to in the U.S. So the farmers up here in Mkushi are pretty large-scale farmers blended with very small-scale farmers. Is that?
Yes, correct. And we cater for both. At the moment, a big part of our production is going into the small scale. Their needs are quite simple, very simple blended compound B, the quite common one in this area. They need, and then the ureas.
And compound D is a 10-20-10?
10-20-10, yes.
10-20-10, and they use what they call basal, but they put that down before they plant, and then they come back and top dress with urea. Is that pretty normal for here?
Yes, that's pretty standard, yes.
And
plus they use that compound D on things like their tomatoes and vegetables, and it's pretty universal.
Put it on the garden also. And so we met Seth this morning, I think Seth has a PhD in agronomy, is that right? Or,
I think, yes.
I think he does.
And
your company has brought him over here to help small-scale and large-scale farmers,
yes.
You know, better use lime, and also get their soil in better shape. You said the pHs in this area typically run what for new ground that's being brought into production? Do you know what the pHs start at? Or?
With our heavy rains here, the pHs drop very quickly on frequently used fields down to 4 and sometimes a little bit below.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a problem that needs to be addressed generally, especially in the communal areas where it's coming under more and more pressure.
So when you put the phosphate on, it ties up almost immediately. Yeah. I think he was telling me, I can't remember the product, but you've got a product that actually coats the phosphate and helps it stay more available. Oh, that's right. Avail is its name.
Yes.
So you can blend that right in here as well, or coat the phosphate with it?
Yeah, Avail, yes. We've got 3 impregnation units on the plant that we can coat on. There's three formulations we're using at the moment. One to coat the phosphates avail. We've got two that we can put onto nitrogen sources, urea. And then there's a molasses-based enhance, I think it's the molasses-based thing to enhance the fertilizer. It bonds also, helps bond on the micronutrients onto the granules, so it can spread better. Biofix.
Yeah, well that's neat. Agritane's another product that U.S. farmers have recognized that we sometimes blend with our urea or UAN solutions and put it on urea.
We've got Nutrisphere as well, which is equally as popular here. So what's on the farmer's choice?
So what's Tiger ZN?
Tiger Zinc.
That's zinc. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of our micronutrients are supplied by Canadian company, I think.
Okay. Tiger's Canadian company. So here you go. Anyway, Chris, thank you.
Can I call you back?
Chris, thank you for doing this interview. U.S. farmers will be interested that there are people, and thank you for working with small-scale guys here, trying to help them out too. So thank you.
No, good.